Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Kevin and I are back for Survivor 49, Episode 3, and with us we have Troyzan back on the Tribe of Nerds. Welcome back, Troyzan.
I'm back with the nerds. Those guys really don't seem like nerds. I mean,
spend some more time with us.
That's a real nerd.
Yeah. Well, how have you been, Troyzan?
I've been good. It's like been still pouring rain here in the jungle, like for 2 months straight. It's like it never ends. It's like a little bit sunny in the morning, and then you see the rain clouds coming. And every day I'm going to do yard work because I got like leaves and branches all over, and it never ends. So I can't just, I don't want to rake up wet leaves. I'm like, I guess I'll just keep feeding my squirrels. I mean, the squirrels love me. I got a family of squirrels. I call them Squirrel Town. And I've named a few of them. It's like I've named one Amber and one Amanda. Not on purpose. I didn't. And then I thought, wait a second, these are survivor names. Well, I named one Amber because you got amber colored skin, like fur.
Right.
And I was like, you're Amber. And then it looked like Amanda for whatever reason. But then there was like Paulie, like, hey, Paulie, come over here. Hey, Jimmy, what's up there, Jimmy? It's like I got this. Then I got Mama Squirrel, who's like super friendly. She actually lets me pet her now. She's that friendly. She comes up real slow, gentle. They're all freaking crazy and they bite. I didn't realize like they will bite you. My buddy Tarzan from my first season was a doctor. He goes, bro, be careful. They bite. I go, yeah, I found out. Like they bit my thumb trying to go out there. I go, Jesus Christ, they're aggressive. And so it's like, he goes, don't worry. I don't think they carry rabies, but just, don't do that. And I did it a second time and I go, what are you, stupid? So now I take a pair of pliers and I feed them but except for Mama. Mom was great. She just takes the food right out of my hand. She like sits there and I pet her on her head, I'm like, I'm just gonna get to the point where like maybe she'll come inside. I don't know.
I think you think we're not nerds, but I think that's because you're also a nerd and you fit right in with us. Is what it is.
I'm a nerd. I mean, I always tell survivors we all think we're normal. We're not normal. We're kind of all kooky, but we think we're normal. But yeah, I mean, if people saw what I did, I should just start recording stuff. Honestly, like because I mean. My life is just always just kind of out there, goofy. So I'm like
squirrel people. I feel like squirrel people on social media.
Yeah, Squirrel Town or where I'm like the Kardashians, except one guy.
Yes.
Well, it could be me, my dog, and the squirrels and the jungle. Because there's something that happens daily. I mean, the other day, like I don't know, I look out the backyard. I got like kind of like grassy area. I'm like, what the hell's that? It's just like 6-foot green iguana that does. Wow. It's not a pet. It's just roaming through the backyard, going, sniffing around, looking for food, looking for bird eggs or what. I'm like, where the hell did he come from? And then we've had foxes come through. We got, typical like raccoons. And I mean, way back in the day, my neighbor said you could see Florida panthers cruising through here, but they're so rare now. They're just out in the Everglades. But like, Florida panthers like the size of a dog, just cruising in the back. But, because I kind of live out in a super jungly rural area. It's the Redlands. It's south of Miami, more towards.
Oh, then yeah, that's
the Florida Keys, closer to the Everglades. So I'm kind of like people.
That's wild territory.
Yeah, well, people that come visit, they're like, dude. I said, they go, you really do live in a jungle. I said, what do you think? I was lying. They go, bro, you're in a freaking jungle. Like Andrea, she came and visited me like a couple years ago. She goes, dude, you live in a freaking jungle. Like it's like trees and ferns and shit. It's like, and she goes, where's the monkeys? Because I used to have I raised a family of marmoset monkeys, the little teeny marmoset.
See, this is why you're so comfortable with the squirrels and they're so comfortable with you because you're used to handling.
The monkeys were great. They're the ones that have the little white tufts of hair. They look like a gremlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a family of 12. They were on the back. I had to build them like an
12?
Yeah, 12. Mom and dad and like 10 babies. Over the years. Yeah, but they were fascinating. I mean, but they were like, they weren't really pets. The father of all of them was like my son, honestly. I mean, I raised him. He would sit on my head. I could take him on my bike. I could pick him up by his hand. But the babies, they were wild. They'd jump on me, but I could never pick them up. I still kept them kind of wild.
I say that's crazy. I had 10 pets at one time, so they were just mostly reptiles, so they stayed in.
Yeah, I must be the new member of the nerds. I should be the nerd.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is awesome to hear that, Troyzan. So let's get into Survivor 49, Episode 3. So what were your guys' general impressions of this episode?
Jake. I mean, come on, let's face it. It wasn't the whole thing, but like if you ask anybody that watches, like they're like that's the first thing they talk about. You see
I know.
the snake. I mean,
and I felt so bad for him. Like, I'm sure if you're there and you're him and he's got a kid on the way and he hasn't eaten in 6 days, like it probably does seem more dire. But watching it on TV, you're like, it's just a bite. Send him back.
Yeah.
Send him back. He's missing his child's birth for this. Send him back.
Didn't, honestly, when it first happened, I thought, okay, they're just going to take him back. He's going to come back. I didn't think he'd be off the show. Yeah. I for some reason, I just thought they're going to fix him. He's coming back, whatever. But then, I felt for the guy because I know how hard it is to get on the show. I mean, it took me 11 years, and I just know what it's like when you're out there and you want to play. And Jeff is sitting there and you hear these words and he looks at the doctor and you're like, please, God, don't say it, doc. Because Jeff basically goes off what the doctor says.
Right.
Jeff doesn't really make the executive, decision, although it's probably behind the scenes.
Right. They talk to the doctor and producers before this conversation in front of him. Yeah.
What we see and what they're doing is two different things. So like, if it was a true emergency, he really was, not breathing and almost on death's bed, we would have seen nothing of it. We would have just seen, at the end of the episode, Jake got bit, he made it through, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Or Jake didn't make it,
Like who was it was Pat in David vs. Goliath who like got hurt on the boat. And like we didn't see it. We just saw like a little montage of like him going away. Like so I thought because they kind of hinted at it in the like next week, right?
The preview.
They hinted that last week. And like we're seeing so much of it. I'm like, okay, this is like to build up the drama, but like it's a dry bite, so he'll be back, right? And then they were like, no, and I was like,
well, I was kind of confused too. Like when when he first got bit, you don't know, whatever. It's like and you're thinking, okay, Jesus, like I was telling you guys before, we see those snakes, those striped sea snakes, all the time. I saw them in Samoa and I saw them in Fiji. We'd see them in the water. They're usually like super loose and they're skittish. They want to get away from you. They don't swim towards you. They don't want to bite you. They don't come at you like a rattlesnake. But in general, most snakes, I got snakes on the property here. They take off. They don't want anything to do with another being. So I don't know what Jake was doing, whether the snake was on the sand, could have been injured. It could have been, maybe it was a snake that was dying and he got too close and the thing just bit to say like, get away from me. But you got to really be like, come to the snake. Cause that snake, we don't see if it bit him in the water or if it bit him on the sand by the water. We don't know. So what did they make it look like? Okay, he's smart and didn't do something stupid, or did he do something stupid and got bit? I don't know. Was he trying to catch it for?
No, I can tell. See, you have the thing that I have. You're a fellow Floridian where you're like, no, I see snakes all the time now. They don't bother me. I get them in my backyard when I'm mowing the lawn. And I'm like, get out of here.
We have one danger. We have one dangerous snake. The coral snake, and that's the king. Right. It's like that sea snake. It'll kill you, but you rarely see them. And if they see you, they're gone in the coral in the water. Right. Same with the sea snakes. They go in the coral. They swim away. I mean, once in a while, like, on our walks, we have to walk on coral to go to a boat to get out to tribe or whatever. And then we'll look, there's a snake, sea snake. And everyone warns you and like, okay, get away. I mean, in all honesty, I'm surprised Jake's the first guy that got bit, but he had to stay around that snake a while for it to bite him. I just don't see how it just snuck up on him and bit him on the foot. Now, because to me, if you're swimming, and they don't swim that far down deep in the water. They're like on top of the water kind of.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So if he's even swimming, his feet are low. I don't know, man. I want to, if I meet that guy, I'm like, bro, come on, tell me what really happened. You're trying to catch that thing to eat and then you fucked up. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
It was also really weird that like we didn't see, because there was a shot from like far away where his feet, like he was sitting right at the edge of the water. Yeah. And I was like, did it happen then? Is that why we don't see?
Well, I always look at an edit and I'm like, they could have shot that 2 days before. They could
right. That's what I'm like.
Why shots to make it look like he was there, the snake was there, and then they show a picture of the snake or a shot of the snake. That might not even be the same damn snake. We don't know. Like it's just a snake and Jake, and so they splice it together. But I was like, I just don't think he's going home. But then they start showing the hospital shots and all this, and I'm like, But then when they said, well, it's been 45 minutes or an hour now, or like, I don't know how long, maybe it was a couple hours later. Hey, Jake, you're good. But then the doctor goes, it's a dry bite. So yeah, you're safe. I'm like, dry bite? I'm back out. Are you kidding me? Like, I cut both my shins, my hands where they fester up, pussy, bad looking shit. And I'm like, I played. I'm like, I'm not going home. What are you kidding me? I tore my ACL on the show with 2 weeks to play in second chance. No one ever knew.
Wow.
The doctor was like going like this with mine. He goes, oh yeah, I think you got torn something. He goes, you want to get out? I go, hell, don't even say nothing. Just shut. I'll play with a. So if you watch the second half of my season, and that's like I'm wearing an ace bandage every shot, and that's trying to just hold my somewhat together. So I'm like,
yeah.
Why didn't he? I would have been Jeff. I don't care. The thing is, too, I would have looked at Jeff. I said, then what's the point of me signing that 200-page thing that just covers every kind of insurance? We sign our names away saying like CBS, SEG, Jeff Probst, all of you people, you're not responsible if I die. Our parents sign it, our family sign it. If we die, it's not on us. So I'm like, Jeff, I don't care. I'm going back out. What are you kidding? And then he was like more like, well, thinking about his kid. That's a whole different ballgame.
The only things that I can think of that are comparable are I do not talk about this all the time, but I do CrossFit, and like I have definitely cut my shins up on a box jump, like, and I just keep going. Like I finish, I'm like, ugh. And then one time I do a lot of the mud races, right? So like the Savage race, the Tough Mudder. And one time a literal hurricane was coming through while we're doing it, and they shut it down mid race, and I still finished it because I wanted to finish it. Like, I'm still climbing over the obstacles. They're like, no, it's closed. And I was like, I'll be done in a minute.
The Jeff, his excuse was like, that you're depleted and you're hungry and you have a bite. Everybody that gets a cut are depleted and they don't have any. And the thing is, too, you guys don't see it. If it's bad enough, medical will give you some antibiotic cream to put on your cut, so because they don't want people to go home. Mm-hmm. People are cut and scraped and have infections way more than you see. You'll see Band-Aids on people and this and that, but I don't know if I should say it, but they give us stuff so that you don't quit,
right?
Or that you don't have to quit. Otherwise, half the cast every season would have to quit because of some infection. So why wouldn't they just tape his foot up? It's just too, and it's two little dinky bites. It's not like I had I still have the scars today, both my shins. Like,
right. That's like, I don't know. I think back to like James, like we never even saw what happened to James's finger in Micronesia. Like it just eventually got to be so infected that they took him out. So like I know in the back of my head, like, no. They will at times just kind of leave you and let you see how it goes. Like, leave them and let them see how it goes.
Yeah, to me, it's like, put me back out there. If I look a day later and I got a red streak growing up my leg, then okay, I'm out. But like if it doesn't get infected, granted, I understand that they have to cover this. They don't want somebody to get a finger that's so infected they lose their finger or whatever. Although, again, we sign a piece of paper that says you're not responsible for any of it. You lose an arm, you die, anything, you get burned in the fire, they'll take care of it. I mean, they paid for my entire surgery for my ACL tear.
Wow.
The entire thing, from like the visits to like even paying me, workman's comp afterwards. So they're good like that. I just don't know if it's like one of those where like, oh, this could be a great story, man, getting bit by a snake and then he's gone and everyone's all sad and getting all, because when you see him there, I instantly know how he feels. I even got slightly emotional because I know how sad. If Jeff came to me and said, Troyzan, it's done. You just, it's when Boston Rob, that time that he went down, you're emotional anyway. And it's a huge thing to be there on the show and your emotions are higher than they've ever been in general. I would have started crying for sure. You get tears in my eyes. And so like even watching, I'm like, oh God, I know how how would you feel? Because you kind of just started the game and you started getting good footing and he had made a good alliance and he was kind of like in a good spot. And I'm like, so, who knows? I always say this, CBS's main objective for Survivor is ratings because ratings makes money. Bottom line, I don't care what anybody else says. That's the truth.
Yes.
So if we can get ratings and we can use you, well, we'll do it.
Yeah, I was definitely shocked to see him go at that point, but it did sound like it was more of like a precaution, and because he had the baby about to be born, like they're just like, we want you to be able to see your kid because we know you want to see your kids. So.
That part makes sense to me, because to me it's like you wouldn't want to take a chance and then all of a sudden he gets really sick and then it's on CBS and Survivor that he didn't get to see his kid in some, you know what I mean, or something major.
Right.
Then they wouldn't want, as much as, you know, like I said, as much as we sign it away, they wouldn't want that responsibility. They wouldn't want that to be a bad, you know, taste in people's mouth. Like, why? I can't believe they would not send him home and he lost his leg in, you know, in Fiji.
No.
And, you know, didn't see his kid, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody in one of the group chats I'm in too had mentioned that like they wanted him just to be like extra cautious, wanted him to see an expert in Australia. So like.
Well,
also,
they probably did fly him to Australia then.
Yeah.
Sure. That makes sense. Because, I mean, I guess you never really know. And it says, you know, a dry bite could have half of an ounce of, you know, venom gone in there, just sitting there, and it hasn't, and you don't react to it right away. And then your body reacts to it, you know, 2 days later, and all of a sudden it's like, you know, I don't know if they've got that anti-venom sitting there in that little, you know, makeshift, I should say, makeshift hospital.
That little like boat, he pulled up to that hospital and he had to walk himself off the boat and lay himself onto the stretcher.
I know exactly where that was, because I know where base camp is, because I've been there after the show's finished. I went back in 2018 to visit, you know, where we filmed, and you know, it's like it's part of the hotel there that's there, and they probably just open up some, you know, little shack and okay, here, this is your, you know, little makeshift emergency room. Although, you know, they rarely have to use that kind of stuff, but you know, I you know, and the thing is too, it's like when that happened, I'm like, you know, knowing that the islands that they play on, because we play on the same 3 islands every year, right?
Right.
It's like Monterey.
Oh, I recognize the beaches sometimes. I'm like,
there's one that beaches come again. It's got the big rock formation. That's the main island. That's mostly the merge, and that island is named Monterey. It's where they filmed Castaway. And the beach is way down there, and you can't go. And the survivors can't go there. It's cut off. But you know, and there's certain parts of the island you can't climb over to the other side, because you'd have to go over like a volcanic. You know, so we're kind of. You don't get the whole island, you know. It looks like you get the whole island, but you get part of it. But like, I recognized, you know, where he was, and it's like, what was I going to say? Like, I get sidetracked.
But yeah, it was very funny to see like it seemed to me that they were not prepared for that kind of snake bite. Like they didn't expect that to happen, because like I said, he gets off the boat and he had to walk himself off the boat. Like they didn't even like.
Even when Jeff was talking to the entire group then at the challenge there, when he's like, listen, we've been in you know, Fiji 10 years and snakes every season, that he goes, and this has never happened. And that's probably true. I believe it, because we saw plenty of snakes on my second season. So it's like, and there's plenty of chances for people to probably get bit, and for someone not to get bit. That tells me like you must have done something pretty stupid.
Jake, you're the expert. You're
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I should.
Yeah. No, Jake, you're the expert. You remember everything. Was it Tom and
Palau? It was Tom and Ian and Palau, and then Earl Cole cut the head off a sea snake in Fiji, I believe.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I was gonna say, I know they've encountered them before. That would not be me. Listen, I see a sea snake in a little crevice over there. I'm walking away from the crevice.
Well, once we knew it's like, you know, crazy danger, you know, the venom can kill like 10 times the strength of a rattlesnake. When we heard all that, and plus, like I said, Ty on my second season and Jonas on my first, they knew about these kind of snakes, and they're like, bro, that's serious shit. That snake. That's the only really thing. Don't worry about lion. You know, they get a little sting and this, whatever, an eel. You know, I mean, we got bit by eel. Ty got bit by eels all over his hand, and bites everywhere. We caught an eel. He stuck his hand down in a hole because it's like, we had a story. I wish they would show this kind of stuff behind the scenes because there's crazy stories. I'm a Ty. I'm like, Ty, we're starving. This is like day 32. I said, every day I go out on when the tide goes out, and these coral rocks are just sitting there, but the eels go down in the rocks and they just sit there. I said, that's like this long and it's like that fat. It's got meat. It's like, that's food, bro. He goes, we go in the morning. We get that eel. So we go in and he's like, and I said, Ty, I see it there. And he goes, oh, where? Tries that where? And he sticks his hand down in the hole. And then he's like, oh, he pulls his hand up. He's like, fucking bite marks and blood coming. He goes, oh, he goes, no, we don't stop. We get this. So he, for like 25 minutes, he's putting his hand down, getting bit, trying to pull it back. And he finally goes, I gotta let it bite my whole hand. And then I gotta pull it up. When I pull it up, you crush it with the rock. I'm like, okay. So he's like, we're digging. He's like, he pulled it up. The second steak is like this, right? And the eel. And it's like all of a sudden he lays on the ground. And I take this rock and I want to humanely get rid of it quick. I'm not in there killing, but we're hungry. And I'm hitting it and it's dead. And then Ty's like, kill it. He turns into like this. He goes from sweet little Ty who loves animals to like Viet Cong. I tried that. Like, where the fuck am I right now? It's like, Vietnam. Like, what the hell? And so, like, yeah, Charlie's over the wire. Hit the damn gun, chopper. Like, what's he doing? And then he starts crying. He just starts going, oh, I'm sorry. He's kissing. I'm sorry. Take your life. I'm so sorry. I'm like, Ty, it's okay. It's gone. It's dead. We're going to eat it. And he's like, grabs me by the face. Blood's on my face. He kisses me on the cheek. Oh my God. I say we're hugging. They're filming the entire thing. This has got to be on the show. I'm sure of it. And it's like, then we walk off. It's me and Ty walking toward the shore. It's like me, blood, Ty hold on to an eel, blood, and just walking off. And that was it. It's like, so he must have had 25 bite marks all over.
Well, and don't eels have like an internal mouth too?
And then, so like, and they have some. I'm sure there's bacteria on their, in their whatever. I don't know if they have saliva but on their. It's not. He's bit. There's bacteria going in there daily. He put Band-Aids on, but he didn't go home. He was like bit to hell.
It's wild.
As far as like dry, if you want to call it dry bites, he just. Sure they got infected, but like he had a shitload of bites, and so I'm like, what's up with that?
I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would go that far.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But I think we've talked a lot about Jake, so let's kind of talk about a little bit what's been going on the other tribes. Really the big story on the other tribes before we get to the challenge is that they both go searching for the Beware advantages. So we get MC on Hina, her and Steven find the Beware advantage there, and then on Uli, Rizzo finds it in front of everybody. So what are your guys' thoughts on the Beware advantages and the tribes finding them?
I'm always like, I never grasp and this is maybe a new era, new school thing. Mm-hmm. You try to find something as a group. I'm like, I'm never doing that. Both my idols that I found was on my own. I didn't tell a soul.
Right.
Because the thing is, as much as you want someone to trust you, and it's like, this is what I found, now I trust you. Well, now they know you have it, and it's Survivor, everybody. Like, you can trust only to a certain point. Granted, you have to trust people to get through the game, but what's the point? My closest buddy, Brad Kopep, runs on Game Chat. I didn't tell him. I didn't tell anybody on my first season either, not until I played it. I'm like, not the last second. Then it's like, by the way, I need another vote, like I told Jay, right before Tribal. But besides that, I'm like, I just think it should be silent. If I'd say, sure, let's go group hunt, and when I'd find it, I'm like, oh, I'm still looking around. Like, where is it?
No, we play the online games, and Jake has watched me play. Jake knows I will sit on something and not tell anybody.
Yeah,
and people will call me like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I just think it's better. I know it's like the dynamics in the beginning is like a team thing, but if you. Once you hit the merge or whatever, it's a single person's game, even though you need other people. To win, if you watch any winners, it's like you have to be selfish. It's the only way to win. If you want to have an adventure, I mean, I've made that mistake where it's like you start to get like, well, I want to make sure that you're with me and you're my buddy and you're my friend. And like, as opposed to like thinking about myself, like I need, you need to backstab your best friend at some point. Like, really, just so to me, this looking for an idol as a group. I mean, it's like
I think if you think you're not going to find it and you think somebody else will find it, then try to get everybody to want to do it as a group so then you know who has it. But if you think you can find it, look for it on your own.
I mean,
and don't tell anybody.
It does help with the trusting it right away, but there's other ways to gain people's trust,
Right.
And even like doing someone a favor or someone you would give somebody something, or, or you take somebody on a food excursion and you're never repaid in Survivor ever. Even if you watch the show, you're like, any good deed you do isn't returned. It just isn't. It's just Survivor. I mean, so I get it. They want to do it. So it's like, we'll see. I mean, I'm not really into the Riz God thing, but I just don't. I don't know. You're not even like, you're barely into the show yet. You're not Riz God. Yeah. Like maybe after a couple of seasons, maybe you're Boston Rob. Come on, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I realized last night as I was watching it, I was joking with my friend and I accidentally spelled it Riz Dog.
That's probably better. Riz Dog. I mean, I know he's like wasn't he or whatever. He's all excited, but So everyone kind of knows then, right? Does everyone know Riz has the?
Yeah, he told everybody, or found it right in front of everybody in like the little tree branch crack right there.
Right.
I think Rizzo's interesting because he didn't get as much screen time last week. He got a lot in the premiere and then kind of got a little more this week, but he hasn't been seen as much.
Yeah, not as much. Riz got. And I honestly still feel that he got lucky as shit on that when he went off with, who'd he go off with?
Alex.
Yeah, it's Alex. I'm like, bro, that's pure. I don't know. To me, it's like Alex just blew it. And I'm like, he would not be there'd be no Riz God even close. He'd be like, bro, you got smoked. Like,
can we get to the challenge so we can talk about? Listen, I'm sure Alex is a nice person. Alex is on TV. He's putting himself out there. I don't want to hate on people who do this, but like, sir, I'm watching you do puzzles. It is very frustrating.
you know that I don't know if the general audience knows this. Like, to me, people always ask, like, why don't they just put the puzzle pieces down on the ground and just so they can map them out and they can look at it, and then one by one, you're not allowed to.
Right.
You have to leave the pieces on the table so you can only look at them and put them. So like, because otherwise, everyone would just lay them out, like which makes sense. So be like, why don't they just do? Why do they? No, that's because Jeff will be like, no, hey, Jay, you won't see it. And he'll like, get that puzzle piece off the ground. Like you got to put it back on your table. So you got to be really smart at like looking at colors and looking at just pieces where like, what's his name? The guy Jason. He's like the king of that. Jason's like, and he's the alternate, right?
Yes, Jason and MC are the alternates. So like the one is the puzzle god.
I mean, if he's an alternate, he's pretty good.
Yeah. And I mean, we've kind of seen this puzzle in the last several seasons in the new era. I mean, it is a different like animal every single time, but it is basically the same puzzle.
Too, like, and it's usually like in the first episode, it's a lot of puzzles at the end, kind of a thing. So have a real good puzzle maker or puzzle solver, I should say, then you're golden because your tribe's sticking together all the way till a switch,
and
which is probably going to come up soon. I say they're going to do 2 tribes of 7 or something. Maybe, I don't know.
I hope they do 2 tribes of 7 because
I do too. Yeah, because you're not. Well, I think they will because they're not going to a challenge and it's just 2 versus 2 versus 2. That's not going to happen.
Right. Wait, hold on. You've been through casting. Do they like test your puzzle ability at all? Like, do they have a general idea of how you're going to do?
They only test your intelligence level. They don't test like, because you just do a psychological test, but you also do these tests where like, like the IQ test where it's like, there's a line, which doesn't fit. And then, how quick you do it. And so like, some people are good like that, but they don't ever have us do a puzzle or do like a math equation in front of them or whatever, or do like a crossword puzzle. No, it's just, but they know you're intelligent. So like, I'm sure Jason's IQ is up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they probably like this guy. When your IQ's like that, you can solve certain things, and some people are just good at it, and some are like
this season's Blue Tribe. They are just all not good at puzzles.
But they weren't even close. I mean, they were up there. Weren't they up there?
They were first or second. They were first last week, and they just like
they couldn't even get the first couple of pieces on, bro. Like,
but even like this week, I was watching it, and like I am good at puzzles. Like I can do puzzles. So like I'm watching, and Alex at One Piece has the piece where it needs to go, and instead of sliding it in, he's trying to jam it in from the side. I'm just like, that's not how puzzles go together.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm more good at like the tile puzzles. I smoke at, it's like put the jigsaw kind of like that. I'm fairly good, but like it's the ones where like you got to fit geometrical shapes into like the star or something like that. That's like because it's just got like 50 pieces and like they're all. And the problem is like some of those puzzles are like both sides, so you're not just working one side. You got to flip it over. Is this right? No, and then I'll put it to the side, like and you're trying to hurry. Your brain's fried, and you're trying to do a puzzle where you're looking at two sides, and you just
yeah. I noticed that there's two sides to the puzzle, and like again, this is the tribe that has. This is now like what, day 8? No food, very little water. Like
I don't know how.
If they're already not going to they already don't know how to physically put puzzle pieces together in the first place, and now you've taken away their food and water. Like,
well, I mean,
it's not going to go well.
I'm always the people that put together the challenges, if they really wanted to, they don't have to do a puzzle at the end. They could change that challenge up fairly simple and make it like a whatever,
Yeah, I feel like Jeff just loves seeing one tribe be the disaster tribe. We've seen it.
He loves being like, they're not even close. You suck.
It was okay. The tribes are finishing and they're like feeling bad. They're like, we're really sorry. And they're like pushing the last pieces together. And Jeff's like, and the red tribe is doing amazing. And I'm like, Jeff,
I know. And what he did, he basically, and he's like, it wasn't even the other one that like goes, and it's pretty much over. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, they still probably had like 7, 8 pieces, but like looking over there, like, oh, they got 20. It's over. It's pretty much done. It's like, well, geez, what happened to like comeback cities? Whatever happened to the great comebacks? So like, I guess
Jeff is reveling in it. He is just like, he is loving. Like, this is great. Like sportscast announcer, and everyone all the people doing it, the winning and losing tribes are just like. Yeah.
I like some puzzles at the end. I only like a few. I like it where it's rather like where you try, like when you move the ball through a thing, or you move the ball up a deal, or just, I like those kind of, or it's not really a puzzle. Like you put together, a ship's wheel, captain's wheel or whatever, steering, that kind of, it's not really, it's a puzzle kind of, but it's still, I don't know. We've seen so many puzzles that
they're all jigsaw puzzles. Like I remember them doing puzzles where it was like the puzzle was like a ladder, right? And like the rungs could only go in certain positions, so then you had to build the ladder to climb to the top. Like I don't mind a puzzle all the time, but like change it up.
Well, I'm more like make a challenge where it maybe just is like the tough challenge all the way through, where it's just in the team that's just endures, that can swim and climb and do. Make it one of those once, because it's always like, well, we're going to even it out for the puzzle, but it's not really, because you'll be dead last, and you always see it like anybody's got a real good puzzle maker. It doesn't matter, man. He's like, we see an edited version too. Like, those challenges could be an hour long, so it's like, anybody that's got like the real good puzzle maker, you're golden for. You see that at the end, like, oh, okay, good. We don't worry about the beginning of this challenge. Swim as slow as you can. Whatever.
I remember it was Sierra Dawn Thomas, so I don't remember if it was Game Changers or Worlds Apart. But I remember there was one, and it was a letter puzzle. So they had all the letters, and it had to spell out a phrase. And I remember them being there for so long. Like they couldn't even edit it to make it.
I think it was Worlds Apart.
Yeah, it was. But we had one of those in Game Changers where it's basically. Okay. A challenge where you dive in and then you swim and then you get a boat and you dive down and you got to bring up, these buoys, but they're round balls and they have letters on them. and then you go to the dock, with the boat, and you get on it, and there's a rung, and you can hang these balls with have letters, but there's like 14 balls with 14 letters, and you're like, I mean, what kind of word could it be? So it's like, Jeff, and that took for, that's a long challenge, because it's like people are spelling out, whatever, trying to spell out, some long 14 letter, immunity challenge, blah, 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 they're going back and forth. And finally, Haley, so smart Haley, she's like, try metamorphosis. And like, what? I would have never in a million years thought of metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, that was one of those words, like, plus you had to spell it this way, which is way harder to kind of see it. If you ever do a crossword puzzle or something, spelling something this way, your brain almost doesn't work, because you're used to reading left to right. So when you something like that, you can see it, but spelling it this way. So yeah, I don't mind those either. Like that's kind of an interesting challenge. Those kind of challenges.
Yeah, I'm a big puzzle guy too, but so Kele loses once again, Disaster Tribe, that Jeff loves in the new era for some reason. So they're gonna have to decide between the three of them who's gonna get voted out. We have Sophie and Jeremiah planning, well, maybe we can make Alex not play his idol and blindside him. Right. And then it turns out we'll get to Tribal, and Alex will play it, and Sophie still ends up helping him vote out Jeremiah anyway. So
yeah, when I was watching it play out, my first thought was that the two of them were so close, and like, are they gonna try to get Alex to not play his idol and vote him out? Like, that seems like the obvious move,
right?
But then it was just the way that they were talking. I was like, I think the thing that convinced me was when Sophie was watching from the bushes, right? So like, I'm like, oh, this girl is playing. She's playing hard. So she's not about to go home here. Like, she's not about to let herself get taken out just by like staying loyal to her BFF. So
yeah, it's almost like, though, we obviously didn't get to see every conversation and where the conversations went. But to me, it's like, if I'm Alex, I know both of those. I know Sophie's coming to me. I know Jeremiah's coming in. They're both going to say something, whatever. And if they say anything that mentions my idol, no, you don't worry. Then I kind of know they're bullshitting to me. Like, it's like, don't convince me to not use my idol. Let me make that on my own. So I would listen closely for those words. Like, and we might not have got to see that. So to me, it's like, what they say, it would be very telling. I would think, to me, and also listen to be like, how much would they try to throw? How much did Jeremiah try to throw Sophie under the bus, and how much did Sophie try to throw? You know what I'm saying? And if I was Alex listening to that, who's throwing it? You can almost tell how the vote's going to go. So he knew, I'm playing this idol. Anyway, did he have to? Because he got one vote, right?
He only got the one vote.
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
But I'm like him, bro. You got an idol, and you have a remote chance of going home.
Yeah.
Don't look like an idiot. You're in this game to play. There's another day. Keep
Jake is watching this.
Yeah, they don't play their idol. Like, bro, what were you doing? God, you stay in the game. The main focus of this show: stay in the game. Another idol will come up, another scenario. It's like
you can find another idol. You might find another one.
Even if you're at the bottom of an alliance, or you think you're going next, or they're going to get picked off. Well, stuff changes every day. It changes every hour.
Right.
I always
every day that you're in the game, you
get bummed out a lot. Someone plays an idol, or you think you're in the group, and you're just rolling along. We're going to vote out pagong everybody, and then something happens. Like, oh Jesus. But I almost every day I'd wake up like 4 a.m. and tell myself, your feet are still in the sand, bro. You're still here. You're still here. That's the only thing that matters. Stay here. Something's going to change. Somebody will say something. Somebody will do something. Sure enough, somebody switches. Somebody does something. A new idol pops up, or someone talks about it, or who knows. So it's like, I'm like Alex. If you didn't even have to play it, you play it anyway, just because you need to stay in that game. And now I feel like, honestly, with just Sophie and Alex, they're safe for a long time. Sorry. I mean, no one's voting them out because they're a number.
That's what they're red and yellow
number now.
I'm terrible with tribe names in the new era because they're all just like 2-syllable nonsense phrases. But like
Fiji names like Tavua,
right?
Yeah,
the ones that meant something. But the red and yellow tribes were already talking about how like they're going after each other. So like
that's perfect.
So those two blues are just gonna sit back and be like,
the blue being so bad in the long run, it's great for them. Because they're, I mean, this is the way I feel. I just don't see, the red tribe or the yellow tribe just being like, well, let's get rid of a number. They're going to vote exactly the way, and they will. If I say, Alex, you're in, bro, and just vote this way, he's gonna do that because he wants to stay in the game. If he goes rogue, I'm like, well, what's this guy doing? The only thing is, if Alex and Sophie somehow get in some kind of power position, then it's like, okay, we got to split them up. But like, I feel like if they split the tribes now, they're going to split it 7-7. Maybe Alex and Sophie go 2 different places, and then they're safe. I mean, for a while,
right?
The Malcolm and Denise, yeah.
That's they got good luck. Jake went for them, and good luck. Jeremy's got a good luck that they're down to 2. Good luck they lost. In a sense, that's why I say like you gotta take your like what you think is bad luck and make it into good luck. I always would like look for the silver lining. Before I went out for Survivor, I got like a tarot card reading from my first. The girl was on my first season who broke her wrist. She didn't get to see her play.
Courtney.
She's like, I'll do a tarot reading for you. She gets, and then she says, I just remember her words like saying something about, she goes, I see you doing really well. I see you. I really do. I see you, you make the merge. You're at the end. With these different cards. I was like, I don't know, is this BS? But part of me is like, well, I'll take it with me. But she always said, I want you to remember one thing. Just look for the silver lining. I didn't say it in the show. Like when I got switched to like, to the green tribe, and I was like lone man by himself. I'm like, well, Jeff, I guess I just got to look for the silver lining, and that was from her. So I'm like,
wow. Amazing.
You never know. Well, that's why I found an idol. Like, I found the clue to the idol like a day later.
Yeah,
I found that. Had to find it in the challenge. But it's like, you never know with this stuff. So good for Alex, and Alex seemed like a cool guy. Sophie, I like Sophie, but I don't know if I love Sophie.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle with them. I did want to say, so the idol, like you said, Troyzan, I'm playing that thing. Kevin knows, like, if I'd rather waste an idol than go out with it in my pocket. So.
Exactly. When they said that at Tribal Council, I was like, oh, he's playing it. He's like, Jeremy and Sophie need to vote for each other because Jeremiah and Sophie need to vote for each other.
Too is what he can do, and like, I guess everybody else is going to know he played his idol, right? In one way, at some point, they're going to be like the other tribes will know.
I guess it's up to him and Sophie to show.
Yeah, they don't have to tell.
If I was Alex, I would say, Sophie, we're 2. I mean, most likely we're not doing a challenge 2 against 2 on 2 on 2. Right. So you're going to go somewhere. Do not say I use the idol. Let people think I have an idol. You'll be safe. I still have the canvas that the idol was in. I can fake people out with whatever and say maybe I can make one. Because nowadays the idols suck. They're just
the idols
before
like
real
little friendship bracelet that my second graders make me like.
You got to be good. It's like it's like I think, did I tell you last time, Jake, that like Sandra made a fake idol on Game Changers?
You might have, but I can't remember. Tell us that.
That's my torch right there. My original torch from.
Oh wow.
Right.
That's awesome.
So so day 4, Sandra comes out of the woods and she's got something in her bra, right? Her bra looks like this, like all crunchy. Like, what the hell? And Caleb's like, what the hell's in her bra? And he goes, bro, I think she's got an idol or something. And we're like, Sandra, did you find an idol? She goes, oh yeah, I'm busted. She goes, I made it out. She pulled it out. I'm like, oh my God, that thing looks amazing. So you should check this out. So, this is back when an idol, is basically. This is my immunity idol from One World.
Oh wow.
That's you can't fake that. You can't go carve that out of a piece of bone. So if someone sees it like, okay, he's got an idol. And so Sandra makes this.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, Sandra, what the hell? That's awesome. And so we're getting ready, 2 days later She goes, I think we're going to switch tribes, whatever. She goes, I don't want this. I don't want a target. I got a big enough target as I am. And I'm like, I'll take that shit. Give it to me. I'm like, I'll fake someone out. So I basically had this fake idol the entire season. Never had a chance to use it though. I'm bummed because I would have, I would have wrapped, I had my original, I would have wrapped it in the canvas and said, Sari, you're safe. Here you go. I almost did it on the one where Sari got voted out with no votes. I was going to hand it and go, here, be safe, and just to be like an asshole. But I'm like, no, I look bad. I don't want to. I mean, that's what. But see, this is like, that makes sense. Like you can wear it. Now it's like you can just dangle 4 pieces of
right. It's like 4 beads on a piece of string.
So and they want that so that someone can make one. Be like, because you could actually make a fake one now because there's beads and all kinds of shit on your torch at first or on other things, so you can find some stuff. So that's why I think they'd make it look like it's just so someone can make a fake one. So Alex might be able to fake somebody out because you can fake them out because you have the note and then you have the canvas that, it's wrapped in the string. So you can just wrap up a rock or something and just act like you got it. Just
like Rupert.
I mean, so it might be a hold on. That's my ringtone.
No worries. I did want to touch Kevin with Jeremiah, obviously. So for me, I thought Jeremiah I thought the edit was like setting him up to do something more. But then I also was like, as soon as he said he was number 4 last week, I'm like, Jeremiah might actually be set up to be out if this tribe loses again. So I definitely was like seeing it both ways. And so unfortunately it went the wrong way for Jeremiah. But
yeah, no, he had a good pitch, but I just thought when I saw Sophie like crawling through the bushes to spy on them, I was like, oh, this girl is not about to go out. Like this girl she is fighting for her life.
Yeah.
Or Jeremiah said to Alex, listen, bro, you don't have to play your idol. You're safe. You're good. It might have gone overboard, and Alex might have been. He's talking about not having to play my idol too much, and that throws me off. People say things, and you got to pick up on them, and you think people. They're trying to outfox you, like they'll say something. Like my first season, it's like I knew I was fairly safe with Chelsea and Kim for a while. Well, she walks up to me on the beach, and we're getting ready to go to tribal, and we were going to vote this Alicia out. That was the thing. She and so Kim goes, so we're voting Alicia out, right? I go, yeah, but you already told me this like 3 times. Like in my brain, I'm going, why would she keep telling me this? I'm like, oh my God, she's telling me because you're going to vote me out. Like,
yeah.
Because I keep telling. You don't have to repeat it. If you say it once, that's good. If you're repeating it, you're trying to convince me of something and you're going overboard with your convincing. So when you're out of Survivor, if you guys ever get on, remember that. If people try to over-convince you of something, that you've already talked about, then your radar's got to go up. So that
and it's not Big Brother, so they're not switching out twins in the diary room. So.
Oh my God. So I'm just saying, like Jeremiah might have said something that keyed him in, like
and I think too, it just made sense at that point, like the way Alex was talking. Yeah, the 2 of you's best shot is to vote for each other because he's playing that idol. So like,
you could even tell at tribal that he was going to play it. I mean, they kind of stalled it, at the end, like, okay, anybody's got an island, I'm sure that's the edit. Like, let's just make it look like he's like, bro, are you getting up? What are you doing? Come on, man, don't do something stupid.
And like I don't know, because I was just thinking about it. I'm like, okay, so if I'm Sophie, even if Alex votes for me, she's like if she votes for Jeremiah, then it's a tie vote, and then she can look at Alex and be like, you're the only one casting the vote, and I didn't vote for you. He did, right? Like, and in my head, I'm like, those are the wheels that are turning. Like,
well, what I'm not thinking what would have happened if, like, so, say Jeremiah and Sophie get together and go, listen, let's just trust that he's not going to play his idol. He's hanging on to that son of a bitch, but we'll both vote for him, and he plays his idol. Those are canceled. So then it's like it's whatever Alex votes, right?
It's whatever Alex voted for.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, he was kind of going to be safe no matter what, in a sense.
Right. Yeah. Right. So that's what. Yeah, I think I don't know. I could see that Sophie she was gaming. Listen, she'll be friends with Jeremiah later, and that's fine. She's there to play the game for as long as she can.
Could that have been a tie? Say Alice doesn't play his idol. Could it have been a tie?
Like it could have been a 3-way tie, or if like the shot in the dark adds the whole other element into the game now. So that could have also caused a tie, potentially.
So if it was 1-1-1, then it's just, what will you revote? And then he won't play, can't play his idol a second time.
Right.
So then what is? He's just looking at each other like, okay, what are you doing, bro? You know what I mean? Because someone's got to switch their vote. That would have been interesting.
That would have been interesting. I that's never happened before because there's always been someone to draw rocks in these scenarios. So
yeah, I'm always fascinated with like what Jeff says, like, you know, something that's never happened before. What actually is the rule? Because supposedly there are the whole rules in this giant book, and it shows like if there's a tie in this, and it does this, and it tells you what is going to happen. We don't ever read it. It's like a freaking book, you know. It's like this jargon, like language of lawyer language. You're like, you know, either you sign it or you don't play. And I'm like, what's the point of reading it then? Like, I'm on the side of the dotted line. I want to play. It's like, but it's a book like that thick of like, you know, rules and what you can and can't do and all legal shit, you know. And so all the game, all the challenges, all the everything, that's all legal. It's not like they're just winging it. So it's like no one can sue anybody because it's like this is a, you know, it's like, you know, somebody that's going into like a casino. There's rules to everything. It's like you can't. We're not going to, and the CBS and SE, they're not going to break those rules. So there are, but we never know. Like when it came to like, you know, 5 idols and who goes home. Oh yeah, well you don't have a vote. I guess that's the rule. Yeah. The rule says in the book you go home.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do our last couple questions here. So, who is your guys' favorite player of episode 3? I am gonna go with Jake, just because this episode, the first half of this episode, kind of just centered around him, and I like that he got to go see his kids. I mean, that's good. I feel bad for him. I'd be open to seeing him come back. But who do you guys have?
Well, I won't pick Jake since you picked Jake, because I mean, you know, everyone's gonna pick Jake, but I'm like seeing who I actually kind of like. I mean, for some reason, I kind of like Sage, what she was saying and doing. Like, I don't know why. Like, I thought Sage was kind of interesting. I mean, I think there's something. I don't know. I
really like Sage. I think that she's like
I don't know.
I think she would fit in with this tribe of nerds. And like, I love that she's very much herself on national TV. Yeah, and like talking about how like she gets nervous, she has to pee.
Peeing and pooping,
I like Sage.
I do too, because I feel like, you know, there's the two mean girls against her in a sense, like, you know, the two, you know. Yeah. So I don't know. Shannon is something about her where she's all ethereal and, you know, all like, you know, down at granola. I'm like, but it seems fake to me. She seems fake as shit. I'm sorry. There's something about her. I just gives me kind of that. I wouldn't connect with her at all. I mean, I would supposed to, because like I meditate, I do all that, but she seems that seems like fake. I don't know. It's like it felt like it's one of those people like, you know, a rich guy goes out and buys a motorcycle jacket and a Harley, and he makes himself look like some tough guy. It's like, bro, you're just dressing up.
No, favorite of the episode. I would think, like I said, I would go with Sophie just because I saw her like Blue Tribe Sophie, because I could see that she was like, she knew the situation. She was not about to let herself go out.
It's hard to pick anybody from the yellow because we didn't really see him a lot. I mean, okay, Jason was great at the puzzle, but
Jason's great at the puzzle. MC actually, because they talked about going to get that advantage together, and MC was like about that.
I like MC. MC looks like she could. MC is the type of player that could win, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see more of her in the edit, so I'm not sure that the edit's supporting.
You never know. It's like, you know, some people are going to get a huge edit after the merge, and then you'll forget everybody else and be like,
that's
true. So it's like, you know,
yeah. All right, last question. What do you guys predict will happen next week in episode 4? Obviously, we see that the swap is happening. What do you guys think?
Did we see a swap? Because you know what, I watched it this morning, but I didn't watch when they I just watched it when they cut. I usually watch like where the votes go, and then they said next. I missed it. So did it show like a swap?
Yeah, so it showed
drop your buffs. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it actually showed like different color buffs for people. Like I think Rizzo, Jawan, Savannah all ended up on the yellow tribe now.
People left, right?
Yeah, 14 people left. Yep.
So that means they have to split it in two. They can't split it three.
Right.
7.
I don't know. I think who's the other red girl? Is it Shannon? That's her name. I was gonna say Lindsay. I feel like Shannon's not like she's only getting that edit where we see her as like kind of a villain that like I could see her getting swap screwed. Who on the yellow tribe? Anybody on the yellow tribe? There's someone in the yellow tribe that I just don't even know yet.
I don't really know Sophia's game. Like, what is Sophie? Not so. Not.
There's two Sophies. One with an E.
Yellow tribe Sophie. Yeah.
It would seem like let's use your middle name or something. Come on.
Yeah, I keep putting
with an E. That's what you have to say. Sophie with an E. I haven't seen much of her, so I don't.
Yeah. So I could see one of them just getting swap screwed and just.
I'm not sure. I feel like the two older guys are from whatever reason they're fairly safe. I feel like they're non-threatening. They're kind of Nate's kind of the old uncle doesn't know the term or terminology. Like I'm here, but I think he's a smart dude. Matt's kind of a little more laid back and just kind of. So, but I think those guys are safe. I'm pretty sure it's going to be 7-7 swap, but. It can be. It's like most likely it's going to be the random draw, right? I mean,
probably, yeah.
I can't see some schoolyard pick. That would be, although that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. We haven't seen a schoolyard pick.
Okay, Alex and Sophie, you're a tribe of 2. You are now the new captains.
Yeah,
oh my God. That would be awesome because then
I actually like that.
And then they go. It's got to be boy girl or girl boy. Back and forth, and then they do it that way. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That. Although, is it even guy girl?
Yeah, I believe so because it's been 2000.
7 girl.
2002 girls have gone.
If I was a producer, I'd be like, Sophie and Alex, you're captains.
Yeah.
Here you go.
That'd be really good. I think we just pitched a great idea, Troyzan.
Unfortunately, this was filmed a few months ago, so whatever happened already happened.
It's already in the can. Let me have 152.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I think for my prediction, I think we're going to probably see a swap screw of some sort. I could see Shannon or Sophie with an E probably being like swap screw boots. And I think that's fine because, Shannon is just kind of too out there for me. And then Sophie with an E just hasn't gotten anything.
And
so
does anybody have an idol at all?
MC and Rizzo have the advantages, but they don't beware. Yeah. They don't
beware. They don't have the actual.
Yeah, they don't have the actual thing yet. They have to lose the challenge, and then they can start the search.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So well, I kind of like that. I get confused when there's too many. Like if there was 3 things out there, I'm like, who's got what? I don't know what's
right.
Got to write it all down. I'm like, I like to just watch. I don't like to write shit down. Like, okay, remember those times where like they would list like next to somebody's names like
yes,
5 things. Like, oh God, how are we supposed to keep track of that? Like, well, that's crazy.
They have an idol. They have a steal vote. They have a block vote. They have a knowledge power.
Like, geez, power of attorney. Like, yeah, too much.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for hopping back on, Troyzan. This was really good to have you back on for this episode.
No worries. It was always fun with you guys. Let me know if you want to come back. If you want me to come back, I'm always, always ready, hanging out in the jungle.
Of course. Yeah. Well, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and we will see you all next time for episode 4 of Survivor 49 on the Tribe of Nerds.
Okay, we're out of here.